Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, here on Voice of the Rings, and today we're going to be having a chill, wonderful time playing through Middle-earth in the Lord of the Rings Online. We're going to continue on through Anfalas in the areas of Southern Gondor, trying to get my lower master to max level so we can do some fun stuff with the Kinship later. And today we'll do a little voiceovers here and there, but I'm gonna try to see how fast I can level. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit of a goal today. I'm gonna see how fast I can get quests done and get some leveling done here on this character today. So anyway, welcome. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would, don't forget, I have a special, amazing, fun little announcement here on the live stream if you haven't heard already. I got to do a wonderful interview with Scenario, or Matt Elliott, from the Lord of the Rings Online team. He is a senior world designer for the game and designing these gorgeous landscapes as you see behind me. So that releases tomorrow, or if you're watching the stream later, it's already out on the Inklings playlist. And it's on there, and it says interview with him. So you should check it out. You go throw a like and a comment on that one too. I greatly appreciate it. Share it with people, that kind of stuff. Make sure the algorithm doesn't crush it or something. So thank you so much, guys. Anyway, welcome everyone, welcome. And thank you, by the way, welcome to all of our new subscribers and old, of course, all of my usuals too. We have a lot of new people who have joined the channel in the last few weeks. So I can't believe it. We're just at about 9,500 subscribers. We hit 9,000 last month. So welcome to the lots of new people. Glad to have you. And we like to always have fun here. Tolkien, you're having fun. I'm having fun. Those are always our goals. So anyway, again, it's a really awesome interview. And even if you're not someone who's really into Lord of the Rings Online in general, you'll still really enjoy that interview because we talk about a lot of world building in general too. It's quite fun, and lots of Lord of the Rings subjects obviously in it. So it's very fun. We had a good time. It was a blast. So anyway, welcome. Glad to have you guys all. Let me see if the chat thing is working here. Let me just double check. Try to turn it on and see if it works here. Well, there's that chat box. That's not the one I want to use though. I want to use this one. We'll just use the other one of this. Again, I'm just about done with trying to finagle with this application I've been using called Caster's Labs. It's just it doesn't hold its settings. Yeah, it says that it's connected, so it should be showing up on the screen, but it sure doesn't act like it does it. All right. Well, you know what? Here we go. Chat. Boop. There we go. There's the live chat. That's straight pulled off YouTube there. We'll just use that. I'm sorry to my Twitch and Kick people. If it changes, I will allow it here. And in fact, I will move that out just in case it works for them later on the other platform. All right, there we go. All right, let's have some fun. And also, I was rushing to get the stream going because the stream cannot be stopped. So I kind of have my breakfast lunch with me. I might do a little snacking here and there. Got some delicious berries. Oh man, I got some cherries, and well, they're frozen, but cherries and blueberries, and they're really good. And I got these things, which are kind of awesome. Oh, it's probably inverted for you. They're giant pretzel breadsticks. And they're really huge, and they don't really taste like normal pretzels. They're it says rustic, and that's kind of the word I use to describe it. Here's what they look like. They're really giant breadsticks. And they're a little on the dry side, but what I have is a little top ramen here with them. And then I also have some non-alcoholic, it's this brand, this sparkling water, mineral water. So, anyway. Yeah, we're ready. We're set. I am prepped. Yeah, I'm not going to eat that right now. It's going to be like crunch, crunch. Okay, here we go. That character looks sick. Oh, thank you. You like my, this is my, my lore master. Do you know I actually made this look for him? I probably, when I, the second or third year I made him, So this has been his look for like 15 years. Most likely. Maybe a little longer. The cloak, everything. And it's Grandal the Brown. And also I have the Righteous, which seems kind of weird to have the. So maybe I'll change my title. But this is my surname, the Brown. So, yes. So we were helping this lady, and when we left off, this nice lady here, she needed us to collect some stuff. So we'll collect some stuff. Really simple quests. So we're going to do this as fast as we can. Also, it's actually dusk in the game right now. So we're at a pretty spot like where we left off. It's almost like we never were gone from the last stream. All right. Good day to you, by the way. Yes, answer your questions. I'm returning to, I'm playing Return to Moria because of you. Oh, nice. Nice, Tyler. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Just so you know, Tyler, we will be doing a group Return to Moria event in, let's see, 3 hours. So after, I'm going to be doing this stream for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to take a little break, and I'll be back with another stream with Return to Moria. We're doing double things today. And then again tomorrow, big awesome interview will pop up on the channel. Please check it out. And then I will be gone Saturday and Sunday, but again, I'll have the interview pop up and a couple other fun videos for you guys. But I will be at the Highland Games in my area. So it'll be lots of fun. But I will do some little bit of a blog episode for you guys for that. So keep it. All right, there we go. We collected the things for her, and again, I'm just gonna kind of rush here.
I'm so very tired.
So
the kingdom is tired too.
So again, I will go through all of these quests with voiceovers in a LOTR tale sooner or later. So just so you guys know, it's not like we're gonna ever miss these. And also, I actually did this, I think, on a LOTR adventure with Zollin. Read these quests out and do the voiceovers. But we're just gonna keep going, and I will always give it a second in case you want to pause the stream later as a video and read it. But again, I will be reading those again in the future, but I want to stick to finishing as fast as I can here. All right, so chapter. So just something we have to do right over here. There is no sign of Alangus. Okay, well, back we go. That's all we had to do. Only in America. Yes, they're good though. They're a little dry though, so you definitely need to have something to drink with them, or you'll be regretting it later.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Alright, well, we'll hang on to all these quests. If it's something I can do quickly on the way, I will do it. If it's something that'll take me too long, I won't. You guys will kind of see me doing a little power leveling here. Now, I do have an XP boost on for another 50 seconds. Well, that doesn't help me very much, does it? That's okay, though. I have another one. And also, I have my new, I heard a cow. Why did I hear a cow? Is there a cow right here? Oh, there they are. There they are. That's what I heard. What's up? What's up, little man? Little cows. Oh, there's a cat, too. Oh, my gosh. Look at the cat. All right, I'm getting distracted by the animals. Let's talk to this guy.
You found no sign of the boy?
Nope, no sign. King Alistar steps forward to speak. Oh, hello. Sorry. Running over the king.
Do not despair before there is need, my friend.
All right, there's what it says. We're going to move along here. Going to be leveling as quick as possible. Let's see. Okay, so we have to go that way, and we need to go north. So let's just start with, Can I take a...
Have you come to help? Good.
All right, I need to go to Barn in this one. Give me it. There we go. I'll just buy a trip there. All right, I'll eat a delicious berry while I wait for the fast travel. Trying to find sunken moss. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it would be nice if they'd add that to the ingredients. I also think they should add the Elbreth's Blessing that you can get on the rock. I feel like you should be able to grow it. We're talking about Return to Moria.
We must not take these days for granted.
But the moss isn't too hard if you go to the deep area with the water all over the place. There's quite a bit of it. But if you're in sandbox mode, it's a little more challenging sometimes to kind of find it all. Alright, so these guys, do they have any easy quests?
What happened here, you ask? I'd like to know myself. Our men, fallen in war. Our shores given to the want of corsairs. Land, bridge, and dwelling. Ravaged by hatred and time. I'm used to all of that.
He talks.
But the sudden end of a man in the middle of the road, so close to home. A dark foreboding indeed. You found the victim's clothes, stained in a green ichor. That seems to line up with what I found as well. It has a fell odor to it also.
Wow, he's really
You should investigate amongst the townfolk and see if anyone has seen this substance before.
Wow, he's like entire thing is voiced over. That's kind of awesome. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. It really does help, even with just casual us hanging out, because I see a blatant difference every time. Like a group of you guys all like the stream, like the first 10 or so. It's like whoop, more people come, and then more people like it. It goes whoop whoop whoop, and like if you don't, it's like everyone's here, but it kind of just goes like this. I guess it's because it doesn't push it out to people. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I still kind of wish that live streams or new videos would just go out to every single one of your subscribers, and like I understand trickling a little bit because not everyone's going to be on at once, but like the fact that like it even does it over like a month sometimes, the video. It'll be like, send it out to like 200 of your subscribers, and then it'll send it out to these next 200 like a week later. And like, which is like, it's a good thing that it does that, but can also be a little bit of a bummer. Thank you so much over on Twitch. I'm so glad that you love the videos.
Green ichor? We have none of that here in Barad Fine. Most of our drafts are for mending and treating injuries.
And then, right when I thought we wouldn't deal with a bot, we get a huge bot on the kick stream. Alright, let's just we'll do that for now. Alright. But thank you over on Twitch, I appreciate it.
Anything suspicious to report? Why, of course! All manner of foul play is afoot!
Wow. Alright. She's very zealous on her answer.
We will do our best to repair and rebuild what we can.
Alright.
Have you a moment?
I'm just gonna keep picking these quests up.
We will do our best to repair and rebuild what we can.
Let's talk to this guy.
I've done nothing wrong. I was just passing through. On my way to Londkirian, I was. My wagon was hijacked just up the road before arriving here.
Look behind his wagon. Uh-oh. Evidence? I'm gonna look behind his wagon. Sounds like an insult. I'll look behind your wagon. Excuse me, what? Where am I supposed to go? Oh, it's out in the road. Okay, my bad. I'm like climbing a mountain over here. I need to talk to King Elisar.
Aye, this is just the sort of place I expected. What do you make of these tracks?
I don't know. You're the expert tracker, Mr. Aragorn. Okay, so he wants me to go in. Let me check the wagon first. Let's check the wagon. Elbin! Elbin's here! He's got internet! We're glad you're safe, Elvin. And everybody else who was affected, because there was a lot of people. That hurricane was not very nice. And that's an understatement. It's horrible. Alright. Stained shards. You found a glass stained. We're doing a...
This shard of glass is intriguing. It is familiar to me. Or rather, I've heard of this before.
Come with me. Let us discuss this. Well, there's no prying eyes. Oh, I like this music. Turn it up. Turn it up. Okay. There is one, it's not really a big deal. One sad thing I have to report about the channel with one thing. I know you guys really liked my theme song intro with the Bard song. I'm probably not going to use that anymore just because YouTube's algorithm kind of made a mistake. And long story short, I'll make it as quick as possible. Basically, YouTube, some guy made it. So the song I use, Bard song, as my theme, and I really love it. By the way, you can still listen to it before my stream if you want to get ready. It's on YouTube, and I'll link it in Discord for you guys. But basically, it is not copyright because it's from Baldur's Gate 3, right? From their soundtrack. It's written by Slav. I forget his name. It's a Norse name, but he wrote it, and it's from Larian Studios, that kind of thing. And they don't copyright it because it's the video game music, right? But what happened was someone else on YouTube made a cover song of it. This is no attack on him. This is not his fault. It's the AI that's doing this. His thing was Lion Might, I think it was, is his channel. And he made a cover song and a remix of it. Well, for some reason, the AI thinks it's his. That's why he did a copyright. It didn't hurt my channel. It wasn't a strike. It was just a copyright claim. Like, oh, just remove this or you're going to share your revenue, right? And I was like, but that's never been the case before. And then I looked and it said song by Lion Might. And it's not by Lion Might, right? The copyright. So I went and talked to them on Twitter, or X, with the team. And basically, I waited 5 days for them to tell me, use the automated system, right? And I was like, well, that's not going to work. Because if I do the automated system, what's going to happen is the automated system is going to tell whoever reviews it at YouTube, oh, it's a mistake, look, it's copyright. And they're going to go, yep, copyright. And they're not even going to look at what I'm explaining that the system is making the mistake. So instead of having all of that trouble, it's really not that important. We have lots of Lord of the Rings theme songs I can use for the intro streams. I'm just not going to use it anymore. Because that's what I decided the other day. I was like, this is just too much work, and I'm not going to fight that because it's them making a mistake. So it's not the other YouTuber's fault. It's not Larian Studios' fault or the composer who made the original music. They didn't copyright it, and it's YouTube's AI's fault, and YouTube doesn't have enough help to actually help me fix the issue with a real person, because I don't trust their automated checking system. I had a mistake. It made a mistake before, where I put through a claim, and it within 10 seconds sent it back saying the claim it was fine, blah blah blah. And I was like, there's no way a real person could check in 10 seconds. So yeah, so I'm just not even gonna go there with something so simple. It's not worth the time. But anyway, just want to let you guys know that. So if you don't see the Bard song anymore, I'm sorry. On a positive note, it didn't go and copyright it for all my previous uses of the last 70 times we've used the song on the channel. So it was just the 2 recent ones. So anyway, yeah, let you all know that. Elvin, I'm still working. What's new? Elvin's over there working through a hurricane. All right. Anyway, hello, welcome, Black Helmet. I won't say any more than that. We're gonna move on with our story here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that's kind of what's going on with that, and it's not really worth a whole big spiel or video, really. So I was just gonna tell you on the stream. I'll let you guys know in Discord too, a little post or something. All right. Howdy, guys. Hello, hello. The original composer is, you can look it up. It's Bard Song, and it's by, it's not Slavic. I'm trying to remember his name. Slavio is like his last name, and something is his first name. But, and the music was made, he wrote it, it's an original song wrote for Baldur's Gate 3. But it's not being copyrighted for that. It's being copyrighted for another YouTuber who didn't write the song, who did a remix of the song on his channel. So the AI is making a really big mistake, but it's really not that big of a deal because it's not the end of the world for me. So I'm just like, nah, whatever. What's up, elf friend? It's funny because I know exactly what's happening in the AI. I know exactly it is, and I wish I could just have someone from YouTube just like sit down with me for 2 minutes, even on a phone call, and be like, okay, got it. Oh, okay, we'll fix it. Problem solved. Moving on. Like, it's such an easy fix, but instead it's all this rigmarole. And like their automated system is pretty good usually, but the problem is the automated system can't fix something like this because it does a hole in the bucket, right? Because you put it in and it goes, oh yeah, we'll double check. Oh yeah, no, it's copyright. It's copyright. We didn't make any mistake, right? The AI just does it again, right? So, but again, the thing that they always say, well, oh, it's always reviewed by a real person. Well, I can tell you for a fact, my last time I did a automated system with their thing was not reviewed by a real person. And I talked to someone on the Twitter about that, and they were kind of like, oh, okay, we're sorry, and they're like, no, it's always a real person. I'm like, it's impossible. It came back in 10 seconds. No one can do it that fast. Angus, what are you talking about? Yes, they do. I've all this music you're listening to right now is written by composers, and I interviewed one of the main Lord of the Rings online music composers, Chance Thomas. It's on my interview playlist. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm not trying to be a stinker at you or anything, but I wasn't sure what you meant by that comment. All right, let's continue on. Elf friend, hello there. 5 days, you're not gonna get back. They sent me a message back, but it was just the automated, use the blah, blah, blah. We're sorry this, but it's like, okay, thanks for nothing. And they acted like they were all going to help me, right, when I posted it first on Twitter, because they, save face. That's all right. It's not that big of a deal. Again, I don't want to rag on them too much because I will say, out of all the platforms I've used, YouTube does a pretty good job. All right, I got to give them some points. They do a pretty good job on lots of areas, but the AI automatically copywriting things. I mean, I'm glad for some areas it helps with things. I understand because it makes it easier for them and automates things. So there's so many hundreds of thousands, millions of content creators of all types. I get it, but it's a little hard sometimes when it does that, right? And you're like, I just need to talk to a real person for just a second. And that's something we're dealing with, I think, in this day and age. Like, the automated stuff is so good now, but there's times you still need to talk to a real person. And there's so many places and companies that seem like they just won't do it, Which is, yeah. Or it's it's a call center somewhere else in the world, which, again, nothing against anywhere else in the world. But sometimes you want to talk to, where the company is located, Yeah. And again, that is not a slight at anybody else in the world. I'm clearly talking about the fact that sometimes you want to talk to core home. Because a lot of times when you talk to someone that's far away, they're like, oh, well, I don't have the power to do anything about that. I could just send this message, right? So you want to talk to someone who can be like, yeah, we'll get that done in an hour. Oh, okay, we'll write that down. We'll fix it. No big deal. that kind of thing. You wish to have that more often.
This ichor, it is grotesque and foul in smell. A certain result of fell experiments.
Fell
I've only heard
experiments.
rumors of such a thing. Ghastly abominations roaming the halls of Khan Doom.
Uh-oh. Alright, well, let's keep going. Now I gotta turn the music back down because music gets way too loud out here. I love that, nighttime cicada cricket sound. I didn't really love it a lot when I lived in the South because I couldn't go to sleep. But it's nice in the game. It gives a nice ambience. Exactly, Elvin. Press 1 for Spanish. It's like, no. Or any other language it does, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad they have multiple options. But the one thing that really gets me is I did a call the other day, and I called, and it said, this one's for the English number, this one is for the Spanish number, this one's for the blah blah number, right? It had like the different numbers, and they said it underneath each number. It's like, good, I'm glad they have multiple versions for everybody, right? Totally fine with that. And then I called the English one, and then they asked that question that Elvin just said. And I was like, wait, but what? It's like, wait, why do I have to answer the question again? It's like, I called the right number, didn't I? All right. I'm sure that there are times that that happens to other people with their language. I'm sure that happens, right? Like, I'm almost sure that there's other places where, like, you know, their home language, let's say, is, you know, I don't know, pick a random one, right? Maybe it's Chinese, right? And they probably have a thing that says, you know, press this number for English, right? Most likely. I wouldn't know. I've never been on the other side, of the other receiving end, right? But, I mean, I'm sure there's other people that just get just as annoyed when they're trying to call somewhere. Because the thing is, it doesn't annoy me that they have other options for people. It's annoying that it wastes your time, right? And it's like, I think the big thing is, if they have multiple numbers for all these different countries and all these different languages, the numbers should connect to that, what that is. It shouldn't ask the question again, right? That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, here on this channel, we have people of all backgrounds and all languages, and I love that. That is not what I'm trying to say here. You guys get what I'm saying. In fact, I studied Japanese in college, and obviously I've studied a bit of Spanish too, because where I live, we have a lot of backgrounds of many people. In fact, I really wanted to study Korean more, but I never really, you know, took the time or had the time. But I did enjoy my Japanese class though at college. It was very fun. I just really wanted to learn about it. And I learned a lot. I mean, I can't speak it fluently, but I can read things a lot easier and sound things out and stuff like that. I took elementary level Japanese, so it was really cool. I learned a lot. It's very interesting. It's so different than the Romance languages, like you know, like Italian, Spanish, English, you know, French. It's just so different. There's only one Lord of the Rings. Welcome to the stream, sir. I had the exact problem today. I had to go to the store to resolve it because the automated answering wouldn't adapt to the question I had. Yeah, I know, exactly. And, like, see, if they made it where the AI stuff, where I still don't really think it's AI, personally. I think that term is being used overly. It's been morphed into that term, which really, I always still think of AI from, you know, 10 years ago in my mind, which is, like, Data from Star Trek, or Cortana from Halo, or like an artificial intelligence that completely like sentient by itself. That's what I think of as AI, but as an artificial intelligence. But I do understand that the term artificial intelligence has kind of transformed over the last couple of years, and it does mean like, yeah. Anyway, the bottom line is, yeah, I think it's I still think it's a little bit wrong term, but it would be nice, back to what I was saying, if they would hurry and learn about the term, if they would make the AI systems work better for phone calls and stuff like that. Like, I would definitely welcome the fact that if you could get an AI to understand different things than what's garbage in, garbage out plugged in. But the problem is that's going to be really hard to do. We have way higher computing speeds, so it makes things feel better, like they're more smart. More smart, that's probably not the right way to say that, it sounds stupid. But it really comes down to the fact that it's just faster computing and faster systems and more data put in, right? Garbage in, garbage out, like computers have always been. It's all about programming and what you put into it. So the idea that it's like thinking for itself, we're not close to that yet. We're just not. It's all using data points to like look up, you know, oh, is this what I need to use? Nope. I'll use this one. Nope. That's all it's doing. It's just looking at data points. And that's just... I've studied computer science, too, and I really love that stuff, so I've watched a bunch of professionals talk about it and stuff. there's definitely a lot better stuff now, but we don't have like what Data is or Cortana is in the stories yet. There's nothing even close to that yet. It seems like it because it's almost a trick of it's almost an illusion, and it's not purposeful illusion, but it's like it looks so good and they're so fast now that people are like, oh wow, you know, it's like getting there. Not really. It will sooner or later maybe, but that idea, I think there's a real worry to having an artificial intelligence that gets to that level, right? Because what if they do something and freak out, right? I'm not really like too worried about that like some people, but I can understand that fear that some people have with it. I need to get this guy right here. Come here! Let me catch up what you guys are saying real here quick. Let me read the chat. Durin might explain why I get so many videos covering remixes from people I've never heard of on my feed. Some genuine love game music. Others are using them to live stream. Yeah, exactly. Well, and again, that other YouTuber, Lion Mite or whatever, I don't even... See, here's the thing, too. I saw online there were like 2 or 3 versions of people with the name Lion Mite because YouTube now lets you have some similar names with a hashtag, right? But it's not his fault. He was not the one that put the claim in. It was the automated system. I could just tell the way it worked. So like he had nothing to do with it. But yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. But at the same time, like I'm glad people are making remixes of music. I enjoy those thoroughly. So hello, Robert. Welcome to the stream. Hello. That's a great discussion today. Today, what we AI wouldn't pass in turning test. So is it AI really? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think what's happened is the AI term has actually the dictionary changed. I think because it's changed by like popular use and companies pushing the term AI because it sounds cool, right? To say, oh, we have an AI program. It sounds a lot cooler than we have a really fast computing computer, right? It just sounds better. So that's why they're using it, right? It's just like, I love this stuff. I've been studying this stuff for years, so this is my side hobby off Lord of the Rings. Elf friend, and they wouldn't even acknowledge that. Even now, I'm picking my words too wisely so that no one can try to defend the other person and keep me from being able to troll freely. Elf friend has been trolling the trolls on YouTube. I approve. They have so many movies that warn us against AI. Yeah, they do, Russell. They really do. I know. And then we're just like, head on, let's go! That's why, like, you know, people that kind of, like, are a little bit wary of going full ham and having it into everything. Like, again, I don't know. Some people like, some people don't. But, like, you know, Elon Musk has said some stuff, right? One of the richest people in the world. He's really worried about the AI stuff, even though he works with some of it, but he thinks there needs to be checks and balances. And I do think, even if it's not real AI, I think there should still be checks and balances on the stuff they're doing, to an extent. I'm someone who's really for freedom of industry and stuff, and not like having ridiculous taxes and rules on it, because I think at a certain point, you hinder benefits to everybody. But at the same time, you're always going to have a couple. Not all big companies are like this, but you're going to have a couple who are the greedy, you know, Penguin, right, from Batman, right? It's like you're always going to have a couple, right, that don't care about anyone, that just want to make profit, blah, blah, blah. That isn't all the companies. I really get tired of, like, everybody, like, thinking all companies are evil. It's like, they're not all evil. Yes, some of them are, but not all of them. It's just like everything in life. There's always goods and bads on every group of people.
Have you a moment?
All right. There we go. Find the wagon. All right. Alfred, nah, I just troll. What's the plan on Moria hours? Are you building more? Yes, we are going. Yes, to answer Angus's question, we will be playing Return to Moria in about 2 hours, and we will be working on our world. So anyone wants to help clear stuff out or start working on their house, things like that. I am going to be trying to work on my house some more. I got some cool stuff done in the last stream. It was kind of fun. Everybody was helping me decide on where I was going to put things. I'd like to work on the underground and putting walls up more and stuff. Oh, look at this. It's a little pretty camp. It's like an elven camp? Oh, it's... There we go. There's one.
Yes.
This. Again,
Beware the servants of the enemy.
I'm just having fun chatting with you guys here on the stream and just doing quests as fast as I can because I think I told you guys already, but that's kind of my goal today is just to get as many quests done as possible and see how much we can level up. In fact, if you don't mind, I'm going to eat a little bit of my food here before it's too cold. Redirect positioning. The classic top ramen. And thank you for liking the stream, guys, by the way. What does troll mean for Angus? So trolling, so obviously troll is the creature, right? But trolling in the terminology kind of means to like, be like frustrating, to someone in like a, sometimes a silly way, sometimes it's more of a mean way, just depends. But in the case of Elfriend, she's doing it silly. And it's towards people who are like say mean comments or something. You know how there's like, and we call them trolls because they're kind of doing it in a mean manner. You know, they'll say something that's like really outlandish and not true to the situation. Trolls usually like look for trouble, right? That's the whole point of it being trolling. Also, sometimes I think there's also a combo of it. You guys can help me with this. Trolling when you're fishing is kind of like you put out a line in the water and you let a fish follow like you're in a boat and you're moving. So trolling means you're kind of like going really slow in a boat and you have like this like bait out in the water. And I think that's one of the big terms of where trolling comes from because you're kind of like looking for a fight basically in like social media or in person. When you're trolling, you're kind of like, you're like poke the bear, or like, you know, you're like, oh look, I put out bait. Don't you want to start fighting me? Look at this mean comment I said. That's kind of trolling. So what Elfriend is doing is kind of doing the opposite. She's kind of like trolling back at them because they're the ones being the aggressors on it, right? There. Hopefully that's kind of a description that helps you, Angus. You could also look it up in the, you know, Google it or dictionary or something. It probably has a term, but it's not as, probably won't give you that much information. It'd probably be I'm supposed to do something right here. Which one is this? A round lapis. Defeat Knickerbreakers. Alright. Oh, yes, my favorite. Knickerbreakers. I love to say Knickerbreakers. This is my favorite word in LOTRO. Knickerbreakers. Oh, by the way, look at that water. You guys will be happy to know, my usuals, that there's a conversation about water in my interview. A very awesome conversation about water. That's all I'm gonna say. There you go. Your appetite has been been intrigued. I'm starting to feel not quite as overpowered now that I'm leveling up and my gear isn't as good. Oh no, Elvin, that's so sad. I just read what Elvin said from a few minutes ago. No, yes, that's another thing good that should be thought about with checks and balances, I think. Elvin said, I can't wait until... Tekin, partially true, partially trolling. I know you, Elvin. I can't wait until AI takes over all the jobs and destroys civilization. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I think needs to be thought about too, honestly, about all that. I think that we, it's a hard one. It's really hard, but I think it does need to be looked at because you don't want every job to be taken by automated stuff, right? You have to have entry-level jobs for people, and some people aren't going to have these, you know, not everybody can work in the same industry, right? Like, it just doesn't work like that. Everyone needs to do different jobs. Everyone's good at different things, right? You can't just have it. So it is a little bit worrisome with that. But at the same time, it's like, how do you do that without getting ridiculous on the rules with companies, right? Where it's like, you have to hire, you know, blah, blah. I already get annoyed with that whole, like, mandating any hiring. I always think hiring should be on merit, personally. So that's a hard one. But at the same time, I agree, I don't want all jobs taken by AI, you know, computer stuff. So, gosh, that's a hard one. I don't think that one's worth fully going into right now in a Lord of the Rings Online stream, right? We're here to relax. I don't want to stress anybody out. Again, one of my goals in these streams and videos, right, is that you're having fun and that you can relax. So, sorry, I'll keep it to not going into that kind of stuff. People are like, you're stressing me out, Zollin. All right. Yeah, lightning bolts. Fireball. I'll just tell you this to make you feel better. It'll all work out, guys. Everything will be fine. There we go. All right. That quest is completed. A little bit of a running around quest here, but at least we get to see the beautiful night sky in Lord of the Rings Online. Thank you for liking the stream, everybody. Russell, it's not the AI, it's dangerous. People control AI, it's dangerous. Yes, you are correct. Good statement. It's kind of like a gun or a knife, right? They're not the issue. It's the people. It's people that wield them, right? Whether they're wielding them for good, for protecting, or they're wielding them for bad, right? Yeah. You're right. Black Helmet, I'm looking forward to video game character able to have realistic, but yeah. Well, I think a video game character is probably closer with that kind of stuff because it doesn't have to be like really sentient. It just has to have enough data input and how it responds that it has, like, you know, a million different answers, right? And then it's like it'll feel more realistic as a video game character, right? If you can fake the immersion, right? That's like the trick. That's the trick with any movie, TV show, or video game. If you could fake the immersion, right? Even though it's like Lord of the Rings Online, right? The way the sounds work, things are, little animals are walking around. Sure. Again, older graphics system, but, you know, I love it. Amazing art style. But again, the immersion to me is still there when I'm in the world of Middle-earth, when I'm in Lord of the Rings Online, because it's the immersion. Again, it doesn't have to look just like real life, right? It just has to make you feel immersed in the story without pulling you out, like, starting it in any way, right? Which, again, that's always the trick for any game or movie or TV. On every degrees of level, right?
I welcome your aid.
I'm going to bring up real quick another XP thing. Where am I? I thought I had another. Hold on. I thought I had more experience. How are we doing here? Okay, good. We got lots of time. We got all the time. As Mr. Incredible says, I got time. Here, I'll just leave these in my inventory for a while. Pop one of those. There we go. Gonna get a lot more experience out of these quests now. Alright, so the chapter quest is one we have to deal with. There. So why don't we go back and do that one? You're trying to finish the Black Book of Mordor. Nice, Emily. Keep it up. Angus, yes. And yeah, Durin, I agree. There's only one ring, and Durin was saying. The language input thing is, yeah. Absolutely. There's definitely ways you could just figure it out immediately that it's not a real person. Just watch Terminator. Yeah. Hey, what's up? It's David. How's it going? Long time no see. Welcome to the stream. Though maybe you've seen me more often with my videos, but I'm glad you're here to live stream. Alright, let's see here. We're back at the Barad Fan. Is it Fan? Fan? Where did everybody go? Guess they left. Go in here.
This sash. It is unlike the ilk of corsair we see that typically trouble these shores. Some new information has shed some light on these new happenings. I shall try to glean more information from the sash you brought back.
Alright. Roger, Roger. So one thing I was laughing, so those of you who just joined in, I have these breadsticks, right? They're pretzels. I always joke, and I got my mom laughing the other day because she was over it. I was like, what's going on? like it's a scar or something. I don't smoke at all, mind you, never have. But I got a good giggle out of my family. And then it's like, yes, it's quite delicious. They're really good, but I was telling everyone at the beginning of the stream, they're a little dry. Here we go. There's the child. Looking at the great oceans. We talked about this water, by the way, in the interview. And the work they did put into this. If you just hopped in the stream, I have an interview coming out on tomorrow, Saturday. And if you're watching Saturday's video, check it out. It will be on the Inklings playlist, and I interviewed the Lord of the Rings Online senior world designer. Pretty awesome. We had a lot of fun. Talked about
what do you want? I'm not ready to return to
legacy
and you cannot make me.
Of Morgoth, and also there's a little bit of a sneak peek. I asked him one question, and he's like, "Well, I can't tell you that," and then proceeded to give me little tiny hits. So we actually might have some pretty cool stuff in Legacy of Morgoth, so I'm very happy about.
Wait, who is that man? Is he King Elisar?
Lead on, young Master Orgalos. We will follow you to Lond Kirian.
Alright, so we found the kid. Oh, look at that. It looks like a lot like Elisar. Is it because it's a seal door? Look, they did it on purpose. Like, see how they did Elisar, Aragorn, and then look at the statue behind him. Look at how similar they look. That's awesome that they thought about that. Because right? It's its forebearer. That's kind of awesome. I love that a lot. So he looks a lot like his ancestor, Isildur. That's kind of cool. Hello there over on Twitch. We could put our pitchforks down. Yes, over on Twitch they're saying, okay, we can put our pitchforks down because they're not gonna, AI's not going after us. Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, yes, I remember your name in game. Okay, so you've been playing with us then online. I forgot. I like the staff. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do. I really like this. The staff is really cool. So this staff is the original sealed, reshaped Lore Master Staff of the First Age. This is back from, I think, just after Moria. I don't know. I think you can still get it. I have no idea. I don't know if it's something. I'd be curious. Leave a comment later, or if you guys know live here, if you know where to find it now, if you can. We're just kind of like riding around the world here. Get out of my way, Corsair. Alright. Oh, look, it's a cow. Move. Alright, speaking of cows, that's one thing. I played I played a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 with my brother-in-law and my cousins and friends. And there's a cow in Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know, is that a spoiler? I feel like the game's been out for a few years, I can say this now. If you don't want to hear it, skip the next 10 seconds. But the cow basically is like a mimic, or not a mimic, but he's like this morphling monster. And like, you find him out, and he's like, what? I'm just a cow. What do you want? Because you speak animal, and it's so funny. The conversation's amazing. He's like, leave me alone. I'm just a cow. You're like, yeah, right. He was a morphling. I've slain the cow. There's something I'm supposed to find here? Ah, there it is. Alright, the note is barely readable. Maybe Herondoria, or whatever the name is. We'll just turn this back in. I'm not gonna do that one quest, which is the one that's way over there. Seems like a waste of our time. This one. Discerning. It's a rock. Yeah, discerning eye. Let's go ahead and just remove that quest. We're not gonna do that one. Let's go turn this one in, and then I'm gonna take a fast travel to the next area. And it's fun. It's fun to run around in Amphalas, though. It's been a while since I've been here. Gonna open up a delicious. You guys have a nice drink, I hope. Ugh. Oh, I have to talk to what's his name again.
What's written on this note is barely readable, but this last line here is of concern. It is time. I have been trying to connect the clues and pieces of the puzzle. Our culprit is not of this realm, and is most likely making their escape. An escape witnessed by our poor victim. They are hastened by worry. They are making mistakes.
Okay.
Beset by a sudden murder, I set out to capture the person responsible, and in so doing, revealed a much larger plot. One whose shadow is cast far and wide over land and sea. We shall bring this person to justice, one way or another. Good, you are here. The shipwreck is over yonder, in the clearing. They make fast for an escape using scavenged parts from the shipwreck.
This voiceover is awesome.
I have had just about enough of this land and its people.
Wow, they're all voiced over. It's
every
amazing.
step of the way. One nuisance after the other. All for this thing. This fire of Ifrin. I've nearly lost all that I've left that wretched place with. But this will have to do. For the sea casts its shadow far and wide.
We're getting a full
Your
story.
flight upon these lands ends here, whoever you are. You will not escape, and whatever it is you took from that apothecary will not see another dawn.
Your gallantry is to be praised, Ranger. You saw what happened to that poor man. And now that you've witnessed Kasha, you too shall share his fate. For the Sea Shadow does not like loose ends.
Give me just a second. I need to get my dog first. Get 1 second. Alright, I am back! And I have a doggy. Need to bring my big doggy in here. My family needed to do something, and he was needed to spend time with me, right, Brody? All right.
This crush-up has gotten away, but now we know what his goal was, to deliver this vial of Ephraim. We must pursue him at all costs.
We must pursue him at all costs. Are we gonna do another pursuing? All right. We have accomplished it. Why do I talk a lot on my stream? That everyone's here to watch and listen to what I say and play? I think that's kind of speaks for itself. No pun intended. Oh, excuse me. I misread it. Why do some talk so much? The NPCs. Got it. Yes. What Ian said. Correct. I apologize. I misread what you said. Characters, you mean. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I think Ian kind of sums it up. Some are more like main quest lines. Also, the newer areas have a lot more things voiced over. But again, that's why I have my entire series called a LOTRO Tale where I do voiceovers in the game. I really enjoyed making those a lot. All right, wow, got 1 million experience for that because it's doubled. So that's fantastic. All right, so we are almost to the level here. Here, let me turn on. I can turn on the doggy cam. You guys want to see the doggy? The doggy? Where's my dog cam? Activate the dog cam. I will put the dog cam in the bottom left corner there. All right, let's see. The doggy cam. All right, it's a little crazy, but that'll work. There, the doggy cam has been activated with my rock floor. It's fake, but looks like rocks. That's why I put it down so long ago. What's up, Bean? Yes, dog! I'm sorry, you're only getting a tail right now. Brody! Come over here! Hey, Brody, why don't you lay in your bed? He's like by the door because he wants to know what they're doing. Hey. Not that I don't like. What? I missed something, I think, in the chat. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with just typing dog. As long as you're not calling me a dog. I'm just kidding. Birdie's like, why is that an insult? Why is that an insult? Doggies are so sweet. I think it's more of a, like, back in the day when, like, dogs were more like a dog on the tree was like a mangy animal, you know, like more wild creatures. I think that's kind of where the saying originally became negative. All right, we're almost there. Hey, Brody. You want some pretzel? I bribe him to come over. I'm still over here trying to finish my breakfast and lunch. Hey, Brody. You want some? Hey, Brody, you want some of this? He is like... He is stuck to that door right now. Hey, Brody. You want some? Want some of this yum yum? He's like, nope. Nope. He's not moving from this spot. Hello, welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Put a pretzel on his bed. Yeah, I know. Maybe that would lure him over. Hey, Brody. What did I just put in your bed? Just totally ignored it. Let's see if he gets up and goes and gets it in a minute. It's because my family member took Sandy to do something, so I think he's a little bit like, why am I not going? I just took him on a huge walk, so he's fine.
Here we are.
By the way, for those of you who just hopped in, I'm going to keep saying it. Tomorrow, a big interview coming out on the channel. So don't forget to check it out. And again, if you like and subscribe,
Master
like that interview and like the stream, that would be the best.
But
Thank you
you
so
and the
much.
king should first present yourselves to the Lady Mara.
All right. Let's go find the nice lady in here.
Days of peace have come at last to Gondor.
I'm so very tired. The kingdom is tired.
I totally ignored her. I just walked away.
Would you do something for me? How can I be of service?
Do I have 2 of those down my inventory? I think I do. Yeah, I do. We'll get rid of that one. This thing's pretty cool. There's like a lift here. I still kind of wish it would like actually work, but I understand they probably didn't want to have to deal with all that.
Have you come to help? Good.
Alright. How much work is this quest? Oh, he wants me to feed the cats? Oh, sure. Here, little kitty cat. Have some food. Oh, it's adorable. What's right here? Oh! It's the spare wheel. It's like spare room. I mean room from Narnia. But it's a spare wheel. Yeah, I think Brody is fixated on what he's doing and is not gonna be deterred from his mission. Trying to say the word treat. I know, he does like that word. Hey, Brody, you want a treat? Wow. Look at his little foot. He's just like, no. His little foot's like, I'll stick it out right. Oh, man. Question on Twitch. I just started and go well versed into the game. Well, yeah. I mean, feel free to ask questions. That's what the stream is about. We're having fun playing, and anyone can ask me questions about LOTRO. Or Lord of the Rings, in general. Or Brody, but don't expect him to come over. I'm supposed to feed a cat right here or something? Ah, there it is. There's the cat. It's Merlin. Merle. It's not Merlin, it's Merle. Oh my gosh, look at all these cats! Oh my gosh, there's cats everywhere! I guess it is a harbor town, so like it would make sense for there to be cats to deal with the rats that come on ships. So I guess that kind of makes sense if you think about it. I have a spot where I live, we'd always feed the, they would feed the cats. We called them the rock kitties. They lived by the harbor, and they would deal with all the rats and stuff that came off ships, so there wouldn't be any issue with that. Ah, there we go. Another one fed. What, Brody? He's over there making sounds. It's like, Brody, I was offering you a pretzel, but you're ignoring us. There it is. Gwaith. All right, up the town, up to the top we go. All right. Morgoth. Yes, yes. The evil cat. Not all cats. Oh, Brody, you're here. Here comes Brody. Brody, hello, Brody. You're finally here to grace us with your giant panda dog presence. Good boy. He's almost 90 pounds. Almost. He's like, give me pets. Yeah, there's a pretzel on your bed. His tail wags. He's like, oh, you don't like that? He goes, I don't like that. Do you hear him? Oh no! He's talking to me! Do you want me to turn on your... He likes to drink out of these... Ooh. I have a little water fountain right there, and it's like his personal little drinking fountain. He loves it. It's his favorite. Let me answer the question real quick on Twitch. So, understand they got rid... Are we talking about LOTRO? Vocations for crafting? What? What do you need? No, you gotta stay in here, Brody. He wants me to go open the door, but he's supposed to stay in here for a while. They got rid of vocations for crafting. I want to make a hunter for my alt. Is there an easy way to gather with the node locations on? Or should I just do tilling, woodworking, and forestry? So the thing is with the little finders, you can only have one on at once. I wish you could turn them all on at once, but you can only have one on at once. So it's kind of like I tend to like feel like it's good to have like a different character with all the different mining one, like prospecting and foresting and stuff. But there's still crafting in the game, and they basically added an extra spot you can purchase in LOTRO store if you want to have 4 on one character. But like I have Scholar, Weaponsmith, Farmer, and if you are curious, look Monoscope. You can check out. I put out recent video, like it's like a month old, and I did a full comprehensive guide video on YouTube of the crafting system and how to kind of go from start to finish with guilds and everything. So if you need that help, it's a very good video. It's good for people who need refreshers that play a lot, or, you know, if you need from the start. Brand new. So I would definitely highly recommend that. And in fact, I can look it up real fast here for all of us, and I'll find it. What? Don't you grumble at me. Stop it. Baby. Baby, what? He's grumbling at me. He's such a good dog. That's like the worst thing he ever does, by the way. He's such a good dog. Here we go. I found it for you. I'm going to post that in Twitch there for you. There's the link if you need that. The rest of here on live. This is the one on video I'm talking about, but of course it's no one asked on YouTube. 145, yes, Pylon. We're trying to level as quick as possible.
We'll do our best to repair and rebuild what we can.
What we can.
We will do our best to repair and rebuild what we can.
That's what you just said.
We must strive to defend our newly gained peace.
Alright, grab this quest. We're questing as quick as possible, and I'm answering any questions anyone has for me. Alright. Good boy, Brody. Let's see here. Now we need to... He like wants out so bad. Brody, well, they're gone now, so I could probably let him back out. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing him for a little while, but he really wants to go out, so let me just let him out real fast. Give me one sec. Alright. Alright. There's the cat. Let the old fisherman know his friends have been fed. I have fed all of your cats.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
1,000 thanks, my friend. We're almost level 146. We're almost there. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Gosh, I have 100,000 Destiny points on this server, and on the other server I have 20. Feast or famine, guys. Feast or famine. We got a question about goblins and orcs. Our goblins are early versions of orcs. Orcs were elves. Maybe orcs were hobbit version. These are good. These are good thoughts. So long story short, on the actual lore that I've read with Tolkien is he kind of almost interchangeably uses the term orc and goblin to kind of mean the same thing. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're just the same entirely. In theory, they could be, right? It could be just goblins are like more, you know, corrupted versions later on, because obviously orcs and goblins do reproduce to an extent, even though some people don't think they do. They do. Tolkien makes that very clear. But they don't care about their families. They're like kind of like animals the way they reproduce. But we also know that what I kind of describe to people is, yes, orcs are probably more kind of like the original corrupted ones, maybe. But basically, think of orcs and goblins kind of like you'd think of a dog as in a Chihuahua and a Great Dane, right? So like they're both canines. They're both in the corrupted elf turned to orc family, but they're also separate and different, that they're like, you know, they've transformed over time, right? Because originally most dogs all came from the canine species, right? And they kind of over time adapted and transformed and changed, right? But that's kind of how I would explain it with orcs and goblins. I actually have a lore video on the differences between the orc places, but I never made one yet on the differences of this particular subject. But that's how I explain it. I think it makes the most sense. That's how I feel. Oh, anyway, I thought she was giving me a regular quest. She's telling me to do crafting. I don't want craft. All right, so there's something out on the shore there. It traps something. So why don't we go to the shore? Yeah, true. And also, yeah, well, and I think that's what people think with the goblins, because he originally called them goblins in The Hobbit. But again, I think he kind of revised the idea in his head, right? And again, I think the thing is that's funny, right, is that there's a thing going around that's like, it's like, oh, well, Tolkien's, stories are changing all the time and evolving, and it's like, there's not really canon, right? There absolutely is real canon. That's a ridiculous notion. Because if you think about it in this way, you have to premise the conversation or argument, right? If the premise is there's actual canon, that means that something that Tolkien wrote, right? So granted, Tolkien changed a lot of things, but the original author, it's his story. He's always changing things. That's where the idea of, was it always transforming? Yes, when he was alive, it was changing, right? Because he's the author, he was thinking new ideas, he was rewriting things. That's totally fine, right? But then this idea that, well, after he's passed away, that now it's still changing and evolving. No, that's ludicrous to the terminology of what canon means. And if you're not going to use the word canon, then that's fine, right? You could have a different, premise to the story of what you're saying. But when it comes to canon, yes, whatever Tolkien wrote and his finalized stuff that he published, right? That is, and his final thoughts on it, right? Because he clearly has a progression of thoughts over time when he changed things, right? His final thoughts on what he's finished with, that would be canon, right? What he originally wrote. And this is a pretty simple. It's a pretty simple thing. Anyone who's studied the canon stuff, like canon, the terminology, knows what this is. But, and again, this is not insulting anyone, but I definitely think that there definitely is a canon. Now, is there room to make different stories or fan fictions or do stuff and be creative in your own right as a creator, building on another person's story? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you could do that. But the terminology canon would be only the original person who had the brainchild of the story, right? Which would be Tolkien, and I tie in his son Christopher Tolkien to that idea because Christopher Tolkien grew up with him, was talking to him in person all the time, loved his stories, and literally Christopher Tolkien made the comment that I tried my very best to not change anything that Tolkien wrote. I just connected the dots and tried to, make it into a story and finish it, right? Which might be why a little bit the Silmarillion feels really like a history textbook, right? Even though it's got lots of great stories. It kind of feels like really thick because Christopher Tolkien was trying to be really original to his father's canon and lore, right? He wanted to make sure he didn't mess with it, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. So I read goblins was used in Hobbit because it would be more familiar with children. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if that's the exact reason being, but I feel like that makes sense that he would have used it. And also remember, he wrote The Hobbit first, so he may have changed his mind over time, right? On the story. Look at how beautiful this spot is. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Look at this. It's awesome. For example, stories of canon that could be changed still from the original would be, J.R.R. Martin, right, with Game of Thrones. He could change something drastically, and it would be then updated as the new canon. because he's the creator of the original. Now, granted, you could go into, it's a little bit harder to, it's not really, you can't really compare it very easily. It doesn't really compare perfectly, but you could say like Star Wars, like, oh, well, George Lucas is the original creator with a couple other people who wrote stories that he okayed to make, you know, canon. But then he sold it to Disney. So now Disney technically has the rights to it, right? So shouldn't they be able to change the canon, which of course they did. I would argue when it comes to the definition of canon that no, they can't. The original is always going to be what George Lucas did. But again, George Lucas didn't write all the new stuff they did. They added onto the story. So since they have the rights, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But there were books that were already talking about after, you know, kind of like where Rey was, right? Her timeline of what happened in that time. So it's an interesting subject. I find it very interesting. I feel like it's a little bit divisive sometimes in this day and age. And I don't really think it should be. I think it should just be a fun conversation, right? Because I felt like that recently with like the Rings of Power. I feel like people are being like really divisive on both sides to each other about it, and it's like, let people think what they want to think. Really, is what it comes down to. And I think the definition of canon doesn't change, but I don't think that means that people can't have, you know, enjoy doing other things, right, with the story. Because it's like, just own up to it that you're doing that, right? You're like, yeah, okay, this isn't following the exact canon, but you know, we felt like doing the story like this. Which again, I feel like, okay, that's justifiable in their version. Not everyone's gonna agree with them, but you know, enjoy what they enjoy and the people who enjoy it, right? Uh-oh. I've got to get rid of, hold on one second. I've got to, bomb. I cannot believe how many people I've had to block on Twitch. Twitch is, I've heard people tell me that Twitch is like, when it comes to spam. It really does seem that way.
You and your traveling party are welcome to Lon Kyrian.
Find Lord Kyrian inside the keep. Okay, so I gotta find a bunch of people and talk to them. Alright, let's run around and find and talk to people. Find and talk to people. Just look at that water. Yes, exactly, being all said. Who wrote Unfinished Tales book? I believe that Christopher Tolkien finished putting it together, right? So I mean, I would assume it's Christopher Tolkien. He did a lot of them, right? The ones later. Yeah, that's true. Well, but then that's kind of the fun part of history, right? Like, you're kind of like trying to find out what is the most accurate, you know, assessment or you know, someone wrote down what they wrote down about something, right? And then even like, you know, you always hear the term victor, you know, the victor writes the history kind of thing. It's like, yeah, well, and you can kind of see like someone who's won a war writes one side of the story, and the people who lost a war, and maybe hopefully someone wrote about it, has a different side of the story, and that's kind of like a fun thing, right? It's fun. And I would say though, Ian, I would definitely add though, I think our own real life history is a lot harder to decipher, because there's so many people's backgrounds and views and thoughts on it, and all these different information things coming from places. Really, all you can do with original history is find any source material you can find that's from those times or close to it, or someone wrote about it, and do your best, right? And we're not talking about modern history, we're talking about like, you know, 1,000 years ago, right? But when it comes to canon in lore of fantasy and sci-fi, it's a little easier, because it's all from the original author's mind, right? So whatever he wrote and published, you know, that's solid, right? Unless he is still alive or she is still alive and she changes something. Again, even like, let's say the Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, right? If she changed something in her story, then even if I didn't like it, I would say, okay, well, I guess that's canon now, right? It's like, that's her change, right? And then, you know, they republish the book, right? That kind of thing. Now you could say, oh, I like the original. Well, yeah, that's fine. You could love the original, right? But again, she's the only one that really has the right to change the canon, right? The original story that she thought of. All right, I'm supposed to collect lavender. Did I need to click on anything in here? I just don't want to miss something. I don't think so. Let's see here. Oh, why's my little doggy over there making sad sounds? Song of Wind. I need to look for Song and Winded Waves, right? That's what it's called. Song. Where is the song? Dun 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 dun. I'm gonna sing that song and YouTube's gonna copyright it, and I'm gonna be like, "How dare you? Didn't even sing it totally right." I always think of the. I know it's from one of the originals, but in Mario Smash Brothers, they always played it. Well, oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, find guardsmen on the northern bridge. Okay, these are the ones. I need to do the chapter 1. So this is basically just go click on a bunch of people to talk to them real quick. It's got a full story and stuff, but we're not going to do that right this second because I am rushing to finish this. Going full Russian. I'm just kidding. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so if that guy's outside, that guy's on the dock. So let's go down to the dock first. I guess we need to get these ingredients. Gathered vegetables and spices. It's amazing to me to all the work they put into all these NPCs, doing all these different motions and walking around and, you know, looking at things, and it just seems like so much work they put into the story. It's crazy. All right. So one's right down here. There's Orgulus.
Ho there! I come here often to watch the soldiers train.
Okay, and then there's something out there on the edge I have to do. A trap sprung. I never finished that? Oh, well, let's finish the trap sprung. I kind of wanted to finish that. Is Sandy home? Bean asks. Oh, can you hear him? Is it that obvious? Yeah, Sandy is a much louder dog than Brody. But Brody is a very loud roof when he barks at something outside, but I think Sandy is just wanted to go somewhere, and then my family was like, sorry, I took you on a walk, gotta go. He'll feel better in a minute.
Our lands were once peaceful, but it is now dangerous to travel far from home.
I summon an Ent. You are now safe. Many thanks. I will return home. Please come see me in my house. Look at that cloud bank, by the way. Look at that effect. That is an effect that was never in the game back in the day, and it looks freaking awesome. I feel like the black pearl is just gonna like come out of that cloud at any moment. You know? Isn't that cool? Like, I mean, it's just like, it's things like that. By the way, we're gonna get a very cool new thing with the Legacy of Morgoth. We're gonna get sandstorms. So you can kind of see the cloud actually has a movement to it when it does things. It moves around the effects. You can see that right here. See the clouds moving? It's really cool optical illusion. It really gives you a cool feeling of a big fog bank over the ocean. I don't sing every weekend, Angus. Good question. No, I'm not part of my like worship team of my church. I go to my church, obviously, but it's a group that we are we have a choir, and then the other group my leader leads is the orchestra, and we go and play So we'll practice every Monday night, and then with our choir and orchestra, and we go and play at different churches that want to have us. We do it completely free. It's just totally, like, everything's free about it. We put all our own money into gas and everything. And we just go to any church that wants to have us. It'll be a blessing and encouragement to those who hear us, kind of thing. You know, worshiping the Lord. So it's pretty fun. I really love it. It's really fun to be able to play in a tight-knit group orchestra. We have, like, just enough people who play in it to be an orchestra, because we're you know, on the smaller side of orchestras. But we have just enough to cover every part, and we're, like, so in sync, and we've been playing for years now, and it's really fun to play at a level that we play at now, because I remember when we started many years ago. We basically have gone up from being, like, beginners in a music group to being at almost pretty much a professional level. I'd say at a professional level. With how small our group is, we can really do some stuff, which is pretty fun. The choir is getting there too. The choir is pretty close. It's pretty fun. You saw the more recent one. The piano was a little hard with where I had the mic with balancing for that video. I was a little bummed about that, but it still sounded pretty good. But that's irrelevant from the actual performance. It was really good, the performance. I'm sure you talked about it before, but how do you think Amazon's MMO will affect LOTRO? For one, I think there will be no big deal. I think LOTRO will continue. I think that LOTRO's base, there will be people who will play the Amazon's MMO and try it. I will absolutely cover it because I'm a Lord of the Rings channel. But just like anything, I'm going to fairly... Look at how cool the clouds are. It's so cool. I'm going to fairly give it a review, you know. And by the way, has my stream been good? This whole stream, has it been like delaying or stuttering anything or freezing for you guys or anything? I'm just curious because I changed one setting and I wanted just to make sure that you guys, like, has it been smooth or has it been like delaying a lot or something for you or anything? Or has it been like usual, like normal? Not at all. Okay, good, sweet, good. Good. Then I have the right settings where I want it. I basically have it up as much as I can to send you signals without it delaying for you guys or for YouTube or my internet. To finish your question for Black Helm, I think that the Amazon MMO isn't even in development yet. So we're talking like 3, 4, 5 years maybe, realistically, unless they really just pump it out really fast. Something like, boom, okay, we're starting, then maybe 2 or 3 years. But I don't really think it will do a big thing. LOTRO already put out a statement that they have a really good relationship with Middle-earth Enterprises, and Middle-earth Enterprises really respects the community of LOTRO and how, the hundreds of thousands of players in this game, and then how much work they put into the game. So they're really not, like, worried at all about that being an issue. The Middle-earth Enterprises is the one that gives the rights to Amazon to make a game, so they've already told LOTRO that if we give them the rights to make an MMO that's Lord of the Rings, we're not going to take away your guys' rights, basically. In short, in layman's terms. Every word you use has a history. Yes. For 2 months, Bali, people were in realize will hit move on, my guess. Ian? Yeah, maybe what Ian says, possibly. It may be, so there's a new thing called Throne and Liberty, a game that Amazon made. I played it a little bit. It was pretty fun. I'm not really planning on going and playing it on the channel here all the time, but I just wanted to check it out. It's pretty fun. It's like a combination of a bunch of different MMOs, but that gave me a little bit of hope because the game felt really fun to play and it looked really good and the storytelling was really good. It gave me hope if they did do a Lord of the Rings MMO that maybe it would be better than I would anticipate. But I would tell you too that it will not be a classic MMO tab targeting. It'll definitely lean towards more like the newer ones, like the Black Desert, even though that's kind of older now, but like more the new ones, right? New World. They'll probably lean into that, and they might not even end up doing the Third Age, or it might be a different style entirely if they do it in the Third Age. I don't think it'll be the same kind of storytelling, classic everything with like LOTRO is. So yeah, I don't think that'll affect it in a negative way at all, if that answers your question. And what I've really sensed and talked to some of the other team of LOTRO, they have no worry about it either. They have a really good relationship with Middle-earth Enterprises. So, but again, I'm always glad if anyone tries something, right? As long as you're not trying to crush the old one. right? Now, again, that one guy who was supposedly going to do, because remember, the Lord of the Rings online MMO that was going to be made by Amazon got canceled, I think twice. And the guy who was going to, look at that bridge, by the way. Look at that. Isn't that awesome with the seagulls? That's really cool, right? It's fantastic. He was basically saying that he made a comment about, like, you know, he kind of like poked at LOTRO a little bit. The guy who was going to take over a few years ago to do that. And like, oh, well, it's an older game, and the people will just move to our game. And like, that comment was so short-sighted. And I'm sure the people at the gaming studio at Amazon too were like, oh, why would you say that, right? Because you want to like entice people in a nice way. Like, oh, you want to try our game too? And we know you like Lord of the Rings games, right? That's how you should do it. But yeah, so, and then of course it got canceled. So I wonder if that had a lot of backlash right there. I did a video on that 2 years ago when that happened. Or a year and a half ago, or whenever it was. Boom, 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 boom. I do agree though, like New World, there's definitely people who play it. I don't want to go after them because there's a community that plays it. But it was huge when it came out, and then it just dove. It did kind of stabilize with a smaller community, but again, it wasn't nearly like the community it has now is enough for it to be stable, but it's like 5% of what started. Like, because it was so many people who wanted to try it when it first came out. So it's true. I don't know if it'll last long, like Ian is saying there. Yeah, so I will attest, if you guys watched my channel with New World, I played it right when it came out, and the lag was awful. And I had a really good computer. Because it wasn't optimized well. It was kind of like how Gollum game had lag, and yet it was optimized so poorly, right? It was so disappointing. New World was like that too. Now I know since then New World has done a lot of work on it, and it's gotten a lot better, and we're leveled up! Yay, we're level 146! Woohoo! Magical tree! Sweet, we got a whole level in an hour and a half. It's not bad. Look at this giant bridge. It's crazy. Another one over there. Wow, look at that. That's a great view of the harbor.
I saw you in King Elisar when you arrived at Lon Curion in the company of young Master Orgalus.
Everything is great. The audio, the graphics. Yes. Yes, Pete. Exactly. Good, I'm glad the stream looks that good. That makes me very happy. I work very, very hard to make sure the visuals and audio is very nice. I put a lot of extra time and effort into that all the time. And when I do a new game, I have to do all this work of balancing almost every single time. I'm going to have to do a lot of work on the Shadows of Mordor game, because that game it's well made, but it's very intensive on my computer, the way they've made it. So streaming it really high quality is challenging, even with my monster of a computer, because of the speed of things on, like, the internet, just sending the signal and stuff. So, though I upgraded my internet recently, my internet, I now have 1 gigabyte download and upload speed, which is very helpful in a content creator. I can tell you that. Alright, we're supposed to take out some cows. Wow, and oh man, it was thinking there. What is that one quest down there? I think it's the wagon wheel. Let's go turn the wagon wheel in real fast. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And by the way, if you just came in the stream, just so you guys know, tomorrow, have the interview that I did here on the channel with one of the Lord of the Rings Online senior world designer, Scenaria. And that will come out tomorrow. So definitely don't forget to check it out. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It will greatly help if you do that in the first few hours it's out. It really helps. Helps at any point, with a video when you like it or whatever, even if it's a few days later. All that always helps because it kind of gives a consistency to the video, so it keeps getting the algorithm to push it out. That's like my biggest challenge as a content creator. It's like, well, let's push it out. And like, really, it comes down to, you know, I could do my best with my thumbnail and my title and all this stuff, but it really comes down to my wonderful viewers. So you guys are the best. And lately, things have been doing really good. So it just goes to show you, you know, you guys can pat yourselves on the back. You've been really being wonderful with watching and liking and everything. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos too and streams. All right, let's talk to this guy. Got him his wagon wheel. Sweet. All right. By the way, apparently, what is this one? The Virtue Experience for the weekend. Cool. I have 3 minutes left on my experience tome. That was perfect to turn that quest in. I'm glad I turned it in. It'd be amazing if I could get back and turn another quest. Do I have another one to turn in? Talk to King Elisar in the main hall of Okay, let's see. Can I make it? All right, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Can I make it before this buff is over? Not if I hit rocks, I can't. That's true, but I think that Black Helmet, I think they are planning on doing, you know, season 3 and 4. I thought there's 5 seasons planned in Rings of Power, which I don't even know if I can live through. I'm just teasing. Oh, man. At this point, if I cover it and watch it, I'm going to just, like, it's just going to be as a fan fiction, like I've been saying for the last month. Because there are some enjoyable moments here and there if you just watch it for itself. But there's a lot of stuff. Even watching it for itself, there's a few things that drive me crazy with storytelling, but it's okay. All right, quick. We need to find the Great Hall. That's not the Great Hall. Oh, we have to hurry. We have to find King Elisar and turn the quest in. We've only got 2 minutes and 11 seconds. My lord, the beacons are lit. Rohan calls for aid. Wait, no, other way around. But we're in Gondor. Oh, whoa, what's happening? Where's the floor? And choose my item, and boom, we made it.
To an understanding.
All right, we got our double experience.
Scouts patrol the lands hereabouts.
All right, now I don't need to rush.
Corsair raiding parties.
All right, these are actually a lot better than mine, so I'm going to put these on. All right, so with that, what are we doing here? We got time. All right, talk to Borin north of Linden. Okay, so let's work on this chapter 1 and collect lavender among the near ponds. Oh yes, the ponds we saw a little while ago. I remember that. I don't follow. I'm gonna need a hook, either a fantastic setting like WoW or a different metric. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's what I would say. Like Lord of the Rings Online and WoW, they have such great backstories and stuff too, that like, yeah, you really need to have a really hardcore build up. Like, I think that's actually something that like especially for MMOs, because like if you look at like League of Legends when it first came out, it didn't really have like it had a cool concept of the lore, but it really had no lore, right? But it wasn't an MMO. It was just really fun to play, right? It was more for the playing aspect of the actual gameplay. I really think with MMO, you have to learn to balance several things. You have to balance the storytelling, has to be really good. The world has to be good. The music has to be good. The gameplay has to be enjoyable. The progression has to feel good, right? Like, you know, playing end game or early or mid game. LOTRO obviously does a really good job with the actual travel aspect of the story.
You look like a strong warrior.
Oh, I'm gonna turn this in already? Oh no, I should have just turned it in. I think I had 1 minute left on my thing. I mean, 1 second left. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this in too. I might as well. I have a lot of them. Is my dog in there howling? What are you guys doing in there, dogs? Alright, bring the stew ingredients back to the tavern cook. Defeat Corsairs. Just keep telling me just to defeat Corsairs in general. And not telling me where to defeat Corsairs. This isn't the kitchen! Where have I gone? Wrong turn, everyone. Wrong turn. I apologize. That is not the right place. I thought it was the kitchen. Where the heck did the kitchen go? Oh, it's down the road. Got it. Oh, are you talking about with brings a power black helmet? Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people dying. It seems like a lot are dying. I don't know why my little dog is so upset. I'm gonna have to go check real quick, I think. But I really know he's fine. He just like, he gets so upset about, you know, when people leave. It's like, you're okay, little doggy. Everything's fine. I'm still here. Where's this so-called kitchen? Ah, there it is, the tavern. The Brew and Bounty. I actually really like how this tavern feels and looks. I think it's one of my new favorite taverns in the game. Also, what's this soundtrack? I would love to be able to hear it. Oh, this is nice.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Alright, get bowls from the training grounds cook. Well, where's that person? This man is drunk. Sir? So you need to... Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. He falls into the barrel. Just breaks the barrel. Alright, let's see here. Ah, beautiful morning music of Middle-earth. This is what I wake up to right here. Hello, elf friend. Ouch.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Bring up the crate of bowls. Oh, there it is. All the music and sound effects in this game really like just tie together so well too. The ocean waves. The cat's going meow as we ride by. There's a barber.
Have you come to help? Good.
There you go, sir. A free 1,756,796 experience. Hooray. I just carried some bowls, man, and I got a ton of experience. That's what I like. Alright, let's see here. Back up the lift we go. Alright, now... I'm really glad they put that lift there because that would be really, really annoying to go up and down these pathways every 5 seconds. I greatly appreciate that. You know what? They should add a lift to Gondor. Well, technically they did. They added the horses. You can teleport around. I forgot. See, that's one thing they really do really well in this game, is that Lord of the Rings Online is one of the biggest games literally there is in gaming. Like in the top 5 biggest games there is. And they do a really good job of helping you get around. And granted, some of the convenience of getting around quickly is being a subscriber, right? That's the bonus, since the free-to-play system is gives you so much. But still, it still helps you get around, like those lifts. I mean, anyone could use that lift. All right, so I'm looking for something out here. There we go.
Have you come to help? Good.
Good. always so oppose them. You have my thanks for shooting lightning bolts anytime. It was a great group meeting. So, where is this defeat Corsairs? Oh, I see. It's on the way there. Okay. Wow, I love the new water. Look at the new ocean effects even from far away. Like they glitter, and then when you get a little closer, they start moving. You know how much better that is than back in the day? I love just seeing there be an ocean at all. Look at that. It's so cool. And if you look just a little bit, you can actually see the oceans moving, just slightly. Lord of the Rings Online is one of the biggest in area you can walk and travel. So, big games that are bigger than it are Minecraft, because it infinitely generates. No Man's Sky infinitely generates planets, so it's bigger. And there's 2 or 3 other ones that are slightly bigger. But as an actual area, for example, like, you know, World of Warcraft is a very large game. I think anyone would consider that very large. But Lord of the Rings Online actually almost has, like, I think it's double the area last time I looked in walking distance. And that's because the way World of Warcraft does it is they have like regional areas that's a little less connected, so you kind of go into different areas, and then there's like this area and this area. But it doesn't mean that World of Warcraft isn't huge itself. World of Warcraft's also up there in the top couple biggest games. But the point is, LOTRO is a very, very big game. That's the point. It's not insulting to any other game. I'm just saying it has a lot of area to travel. RuneScape is pretty big too. I don't think, I think in terms of area, I think World of Warcraft and Lord of the Rings Online have a bigger amount of land. I think they're both bigger. Because World of Warcraft is also a huge game. It's also, I mean, it's been around forever too. They're both really older MMOs now, right? Though I do feel like sometimes, though, in area of map, I feel like World of Warcraft feels really big because bigger because it has like continents, you know? Like it'd be cool if LOTRO ever went to Valinor, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I think when it comes to that, if they did something like that, it would like kind of break apart where the game really is, and it would kind of feel like you're like ending the game or something, right? So I think that's why they're focusing on just adding more and more to Middle-earth, because Middle-earth is just absolutely massive. And the thing is that's funny about it is Lord of the Rings Online is so huge, but then when you compare Middle-earth actually to our world, how big it really is, like you realize that LOTRO is actually kind of small. Like they've scaled things down even, and it's still a massive game. So, you know, Middle-earth is a big place. It's like, you know, it's like part of Europe and the Middle East all like that area. It's a lot of land. That's a huge amount of area. All right, now that we're here at the ocean side, I was supposed to talk to someone. Oh, there we go. Hello, nice lady.
You must not take these days for granted.
Corsairs are coming! Lightning bolt in the middle of a sunny day! Wow, that guy must have like, I don't know how he survived that. Have another. Have another. Another lightning bolt, I mean. Ho 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 ho. RuneScape and EverQuest. Yes, they're very cool games too. They're a little bit before my time, but I have played them a little bit. Just starting out with LOTRO, Spiffy One. Oh, I like the name. Reminds me of the Spiffing Brits. I love that. I just like the word spiffy. What server would you recommend for someone in the US enjoys a group play? Well, Spiffy One, if you want to play with our kinship, we're on the server CrickHollow. So I always recommend CrickHollow, and it's a US server. But there's a lot of good ones. Arkenstone's probably the most population, but just so you don't get the wrong idea, there's like 4 or 5 that all have really decent populations. CrickHollow has a good population of players. It's not like it's empty or something. But, you know, it's a two-edged sword. Sometimes people have told me from Arkenstone, they say that because there's a lot of people, you can get maybe certain things. It's really irrelevant to the situation. But Anyway, I know a lot of people love Arkenstone. Overall, all the servers are great, and the community of Lord of the Rings Online is fantastic. So they're all really good. One, I think, is it Landerval that's the roleplay? They like roleplay a lot more. I know that there's some people that roleplay on CrickHollow, but it's a smaller group. If you like to do that, there's bans on CrickHollow, but there's only a couple. Landerval has a massive amount of bans. That's where they do the event every year. But usually what we do is everyone just goes to that server to watch. But yeah, I recommend CrickHollow. If you want to play with us, or I think Arkenstone's a good one. Gladen's also good. Landerval. Those are all really good servers. Again, most of the servers on Lord of the Rings Online, if not all, are pretty well populated. Just because, you know, you really only have like, what, it's like 15? It's not like they have like 200 like some games do.
We must strive to defend our newly gained peace.
All right, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt! Thank you, my friend. I love your random lightning bolts. Oh, thank you. Anytime. Don't forget to like his stream, everyone. Oh, thank you, kind sir. All right, keep it secret, keep it safe. Daggerfall, yes, yes. One of the, I'm trying to remember which one. It's a really big map world. Yes, but I will say with CrickHollow, it is all one word, but it does look nicer to split it. Just so everyone knows. No confusion. A context? Context of what? Oh, content. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, well, I would say when it comes to like storytelling and quests to do, Lord of the Rings Online and World of Warcraft are probably in the same exact boat. I doubt they're probably about the same. They both have an insane amount of places you can level and quest and storytell. They're huge.
Oh, I'm glad you have returned.
Yeah, I like World of Warcraft too. It's a fun game. I just haven't played it in a long time.
Will you accompany me, my friend? The king did not prohibit it, so far as I know.
Today we are gathered to hear the last wishes of the
modded
last
Skyrim. Yeah, you could add
Lord
infinite
of
stuff to
Unraveling,
Skyrim.
who fell
That is
in
true.
service of the kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Skyrim is crazy. And is there when it comes to area, is there any mods that like add land to Skyrim? I thought most affect within the game. Nice, Spiffy One. Yeah, well, yeah. Once you're out of the intro, you can get invited. I recommend Spiffy One joining our Discord. It's right down there. We have a lot of fun in there. It's all like Lord of the Rings, and it's the best way to like talk to us and tell us you want an invite to the Kinship later. Because getting one of my streams is possible, but it can sometimes be challenging in the timing. That's crazy. Yeah, well, modded is a whole different can of worms. But yes, absolutely. Like, if you mod something, you could technically do it infinite as long as you have the... it's kind of would be like Minecraft or No Man's Sky, right? As long as you have the hardware that can handle it. Yes, I believe Black Helmet, that one of... I think Daggerfall might be the one that is bigger than LOTRO from 5 years ago.
Lord Gasil's last wishes should have been presented before now. Why wait so many months to reveal his wishes?
I found them only today.
Oh, is that so? They were lost.
Bring them forth, Lady Mara, if you will.
seal is broken. How are we to know the contents of this testament are as Lord Gasil intended? Mara might have written anything within.
My scribe has much skill and experience with the written word. He will tell us if Gasil wrote this testament. Kaibar, will you examine the writing contained within, please?
Oh, yes, of course, my king. It is true, the seal is broken, but the letter within is written in only one hand.
That proves nothing. Mara might have written or rewritten it in its entirety.
Lady Mara, can you produce a sample of your husband's writing for us?
Oh, I suppose there might be something within this chamber.
My friend, find a sample of Gasil's writing. Show it to Kaibar.
Why do I have to find it?
Handwriting matches perfectly.
Thank you, Kaibar. Read us now the last wishes of Lord Gasil, if you would.
Very well, my king.
This is a cool story. What's up, Andrew?
I, Gasil of Anfalas, make this record in the library of Lord Kirion, my home. Tomorrow I depart for Minas Tirith at the command of the steward Denethor. Should I not return, this testament will direct the disposal of my land and property.
Cool. That was kind of a cool little story. Oh no, Andrew. That's not good. Yikes.
And to the fishing village of Melgobas,
I
leave that same sum in gold. I direct also that they be given my notes on water temperature and the currents. The streams of Gondor all lead to the sea eventually. But it seems to me that even the Bay of Belfalas has rivers of its own. I have one more wish, and I hold it most dear. To my son Orgolas, I leave the great ship Folfaroth, the Wave Hunter. May he command the Wave Hunter in service of Gondor when he is old enough. I hope to stand alongside him on the deck when he does. But if I cannot, may he follow in his father's footsteps all the same. To my dear wife Mara, I leave my love and all remaining lands and titles I possess. May she rule Anfalas well and wisely until our son and my heir Orgolas comes of age. That is the end.
That is the end.
Thank you, Kaibar. As King of Gondor, I command that these wishes of loyal Gasil be carried out as best they may.
Alright. Cool. That was kind of an awesome story. I forgot. I've seen it only once. That was really good. I'm so sorry, Andrew, about your tooth. I hope that they can resolve that without too much pain or money. The root canal is no fun. It ties rope to the teeth. It slams the door. It doesn't smile again. Oh no.
I am sorry.
Being
It was very
scary.
hard to hear these things.
Oh no.
I have to ask you something, Mara.
Why did you break the seal upon your husband's last wishes? The parchment was not found only today. As you suggested, the paper was in your possession ever since Gosser departed, but you knew its contents before now.
Why did you break the seal upon your husband's last wishes, Mara?
I am grateful for your discretion earlier, my king. I am grateful for your discretion earlier, my king.
So she's got a whole reason here, but again, we're not going to go with the whole reading thing right now because we're just trying to do levels as fast as we can.
I entreat you to forbid Orgolas from leaving Lon Kyrian, no matter what his father has gifted to him. I understand this request, Mara, but I fear you may do more harm with it than you will prevent. I do not know.
All right. Let's go talk to him outside the keep real quick. Wow, we're halfway to level 147. We're getting there. All right. Ian, yeah, but you depends on the severity. You might make it worse if you pull on it. You definitely want the specialist to look at it first.
I am surprised Lady Mara has agreed to allow Orgolas to depart with the king and queen.
Is it true? I am to depart with the king's party for Pinath Gelin? That is wonderful news! Do you think there will be fighting?
All right. Chapter 4, 1. Oh, there he is.
Young Orgolos says the road we must take through Thingast may be haunted.
All right. Defeat beasts or spirits. On the way there. Well, the good news is they're all in the right spot. I'm going to get rid of this thief quest, though. I don't want to do that one. There we are. All right. We're off. We're off to ride. All right, over the giant bridge. Here we go. I'm gonna go really far up so you guys can see the view. There. This morning, the right side of my face was swollen. Oh no, that's not fun at all. Yep, that's why you gotta go to the dentist quick. But you're going tomorrow morning, right? So. Black helmet. Good one, good one. I love the full voice acting of that. I wish if only someone could voice act the rest of the game for us. That's where Voice of the Rings comes in. I'm sorry I told you at the beginning of the stream today, but today we're kind of like power leveling, which means I'm trying to level as fast as possible by just kind of talking with you guys and accepting quests and going as fast as possible. That was my goal today in this stream. I will do more voiceover streams later, though, of course. And, of course, more LOTRO tales to come. I have a brand new little border thing, which is pretty cool, that my sister is a fantastic artist, and I paid her to help me make something, and she helped me make something really cool, and now all of my videos I have a little corner thing, and I can put it like on different corners with Voice of the Rings, so you guys will see that soon. And you'll also see that with the newer LOTRO tale episodes, they'll be updated. So you know the two temporary LOTRO Tales I released that had a different thumbnail, I'm going to update those to the new ones again. But they'll have a slight adjustment in the corner. Maybe you can tell. It's pretty cool. You've discovered Arthiant. I keep seeing these things, these rich iron deposits on the road, and it's depressing me that I can't pick them up because I'm not a. All right, so Corsair man, I need you to follow me. Follow me. We're gonna have a group meeting. Everyone, group meeting, everyone. Group meeting. Group meeting. Everyone around this side of the house, please. Group meeting. Group meeting! Ah! Good meeting, everyone. Good meeting. I just love doing that. Just blowing away all the enemies in one foul swoop. Or in this case, great swoop. Hurricane. Oh no, we don't want any more hurricanes. We're all hurricaned out right now. No more hurricanes. Alright, well, that's a turn in later, but we need to defeat ghosts? Defeat beasts or spirits. Okay, so just defeat any creature. Got it. I'm sorry, bird. You are now going to be attacked by a lynx. Oh, there's actual spirit. Kid wasn't joking. Alright, and then cast this at the... I cast Fireball at the deadly light. Yeah, you don't want to ignore a mouth problem. I definitely, yeah, agree. But I don't think Andrew is. I think he's going tomorrow, right? So no worries there. Yes, it can. Yes, you can poison your blood. It can cause stuff with your brain. It's yeah. Two things are very serious. You have a toothache, and it's consistent. It's more than just like for a little while. You need to get it checked. Could just be a. I mean, you might even have just a cavity, which obviously is not good either, because that can turn bad too. All right. So did I finish this quest? I sure did. All right. So we will ride up to Northern Anthalas. Look at that awesome, look at these awesome bridges. Freaking so cool, right? We'll cross this bridge and head north. Can I not cross this at this spot? Wait, how do I cross then? Oh, this is to Andros. Andros isn't in the game yet. I just have to go north. Oh man, so that's the future. They might add something there in the future. Usually when they add these in the future, you're probably going to get something towards the direction. So maybe we'll get something at Andros in the future. Look at those awesome how they... So this is the updated looking mountains in the game, and I just love it how they have like the ching, ching, ching. It just looks so cool. Instead of just like sloping, textured blah. Looks really cool. By the way, we talked about that in the interview as well. So you definitely are going to want to have checked out the interview yesterday. Tomorrow. I'm in the future right now, apparently. I'm speaking about the interview that's tomorrow, yesterday. Sorry. Oh, good. You already have antibiotics. Good, good, good. That's a good thing. Yeah, you want to bring down any of the germ or whatever that's going on in there. Also, look at this view! What? Look at that! It's Middle Earth! Oh, Middle Earth. I do have my... texture loading all the way up, right? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, we have now entered Tumrost, the northern part of Anflas here in the mountain regions. So I probably can't actually cross that river because that side is going to be something in the future. Oh, a goat is just transformed. Hello, Mr. Goat. How are you? He says he's good, guys. No? Having a bad day? No, just kidding. I'll stop. Just kidding. He's like, no, I'm just a goat. I'm not answering you with my head nods. All right. All right, so I'm going to get up to the top of this hill. And if anyone has any questions for me, I'm going to have to take a little wee break because we're going to be back with another stream really soon. So I need to have like 30 minutes to take a break. We'll be doing some Return to Moria. If you guys want to join me in playing a game or just hang out in the stream again, feel free to join in. We'll have some fun. And this was super fun today. I hope you guys had a blast in this stream as well. Like and subscribe. I only remind that to people because like even my own family members say, they always tell me, well, we're really glad when you say don't forget to like and subscribe because I always forget to like this video. So my own family say that to me all the time. So that's, I'm not trying to be annoying when I say that all the time, mind you. All right, look at this, it's just beautiful. I just love Lord of the Rings Online. The world is amazing. It was so fun to be able to talk to the world building senior designer. That was super cool. You pass out during you guys. You're making it worse for him.
There is always work to be done.
My gosh, I had surgery on my ankle because I broke my ankle. And I remember I'm really apparently I have high tolerance against sleeping gas, okay? I have apparently an extremely high tolerance from what the doctor told me after. Because I was put on it, I'll tell you this real fast, okay? I'll try to keep it nice. But like, they had to work on my ankle, so they had to put my feet up, right? Like up slightly. So what they did is, they strap you on like a triangle, like in an X table. So your arms are like, like this, right? And then your legs are up, right? It's splayed. So you're like a big X, right? Like on the ground. And you're not on the ground though. And then it inverts, right? So that your feet are higher up so that the blood won't pool when they're working on the ankle. They do it enough where it's not so much that it hurts your head, obviously, because that could be bad for your head too. So it's just enough of an angle to make sure that and they monitor everything, right? But I remember when they were doing it, I was supposed to already be asleep because they had the sleeping gas on when they put it on. And then I remember like seeing all this happen, and I'm pretty chill about things. I'm thinking, well, this is freaky. If this was someone else, I'd be freaking out, right? Looks like a torture chamber, what it looked like, right? Even though everything was clean and nice, obviously. But just, and I looked at the nurse, right? And she looks at me like really surprised my eyes are open. And I'm like, I'm not asleep yet. She's like, oh, she like does the gas on my mouth, my face again, right? And then like a minute later, I'm still like in twilight, like my eyes, I can still see things and hear things. And I'm like, I kind of go, I'm still awake. She's like, oh my gosh. And they like did like another dose of the stuff. To like get me to go to sleep. And I just remember, and then my doctor told me after, he's like, you have a ridiculously high tolerance to sleeping gas. So I was like, well, send me into the room that has the sleeping gas to turn off the mechanism in the dungeon. So anyway, but yeah, so it's just kind of a funny story, but that was a long time ago when I broke my ankle in high school. I mean, I guess it's not that long ago. By a few years. But now I have a nice titanium alloy in my leg and a screw, so Wolverine style. Yeah, toe. Oh gosh, that sounds painful. Breaking your toe. Oh, I broke my ankle where You have 3 bones that hold your foot on your leg. It's the large one that goes down the right side or the left side, depending on which leg. The outside of your body. And then you have the one on the inside, which is kind of where the ball joint goes in. And then there's one little tiny one on the back. All right? There's 3 little things that kind of hold your foot on. So where your joints are on the foot. And I cracked the back one, basically broke it. Broke the main one clean, and the other one that had the joint broke off too. Broke all 3 of them off. Long story short, me and my friend were playing basketball in the gym, and we both jumped up and we hit each other. And we were, of course, the 2 biggest guys in the room playing with all like 10 of us. And we didn't mean to do it. I came back down, and a basketball, no kidding, rolls from somebody else playing right across the room, rolls and goes straight under my left foot and knocks my foot out as I'm falling, right? Because we just hit each other midair. Knocks my foot out. So now I'm landing. I land on one foot, and my shoe rolls and just goes. I could still hear it. I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, what happened, right? I also have a very high pain tolerance. I didn't even realize I broke anything. So I tried to stand up. How do you think that worked out? Not very good. I fell over because I didn't have anything supporting my leg. I didn't realize at the moment. I was like, oh, I didn't really feel a lot of pain or anything. I'm like, well, that's weird, right? So they like bring me to the side, and my one person, the youth leader, is like, oh, yeah. He's like, you know, you'd be crying right now if it was broken. You probably just sprained it a little or twisted it. So we'll get some ice, right? And then I find out, you know, that night it's like really swelling. And immediately that early morning we went to the doctors because we knew, okay, this is a break. So we were like icing it and stuff. And then we went in, he's like, yeah, it's a break. So then they immediately brought me to surgery that day, and they had a specialist, which was great. And he did a really good job. I mean, I have no problem since. I think it's stronger than my other ankle now because it's got all the titanium in it. But it's just really, really funny, though, that, like, it's like, oh, you're not broken. Oh, okay, because I just didn't feel any, you know, it's really high pain tolerance, I guess. And that's the day I learned that you can hear your own bones crack and no one else can hear it. Because it echoes, and I read about it later, because I was like, why did I hear it and no one else heard this loud snapping sound? Like a stick, like a really big stick snapping. And I read online that it's because they've actually studied it. It echoes through your bones into the cartilage of your ear, because it's connected to your bones too, the cartilage, with the sound, right, your eardrum. And it echoes into it. So you can hear it where no one else can hear it, because no one can really hear it come outside the flesh of your body, right, the sound. But it echoes through your bones to your ear. So it's like, ugh, sorry. Don't know if you needed to know all this information. But anyway, there you go. Crazy little story at the end of the stream. I once trolled so hard I broke a toe. Interesting, Elf. Oh, that sounds painful, Ian. Just snapped your toe back into place. Oh. No, toe. He said toe. Yeah, usually if you... So did you break it or did you, like, dislocate it? Because if they were able to snap it back into place, then you probably dislocated it, right? Because, like, a break you usually have to, like, put it back into place and then, like, wrap it. Do they have, like, wrap it after? I mean, they always wrap it, even if it's out of the socket, because it starts swelling. Unfortunately, as much as swelling is a good thing to an extent, it's also kind of your enemy when it comes to broken bones and things, because it starts pushing on things. It starts hurting other issues, like your tendons and stuff. All right, too much information there, elf friend. I think it was dislocated. Yeah, that would make sense. If they just put it back in and then, like, wrapped it for you and that was it, it was probably really badly dislocated, which hurts, like, so bad, too. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my friends. Well, thanks for being here today. I will see you guys all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Thank you to my wonderful patrons for their support. Thank you, Reb, for being a royal guardian. It means so much. And I will see you guys all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy, my friends. Barukazan Kuzan, I menu. And I'll see you in that next stream in like 30 minutes. Stay happy. See you guys.